Sir, what about education? What's your platform on education? Do you have any type of fix for what's going on right now with our education?
Right, on education, I'd like a lot less federal government involvement. That's what I would like. And I would support getting rid of the Department of Education and No Child Left Behind. And I would support allowing every individual, if they want to enhance the education of their kids, if they're in public schools or private schools or homeschooling, get all their money back on tax credits. But sending a lot of money to Washington and having a lot of bureaucrats run the education department, I don't think it's pushed cost of education up, but it has not increased the quality. Under the Constitution, there's no authority for the federal government to run our public school system.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. I desperately want to abolish the Fed, and I've been out canvassing, and that message has really been picking up a lot of traction due to the economy. One of the questions that's coming back to me that I have no answer for is, how do we do that?
and I answer that cautiously because under today's conditions, you don't want to just close down the Fed because it would be chaotic. They have enough chaos right now. It looks like it's going to be, the dollar is going to close down the whole system, and that's what we want to prevent. But I was on the Gold Commission in the early 1980s, and the two of us, Lou Lehrman and myself, had dissenting views on it. And our approach was to legalize competing currencies. And in a way, legalize the Constitution. The Constitution said only gold and silver can be legal tender. To allow gold and silver to circulate with gold, you require some changes in the tax law. Excuse me, because if you wanted to go out and buy gold coins today, you have to pay sales tax on it. And then if gold goes up $100, then they said, you just made $100 of profit, so we're going to charge you capital gains charge on your money that increased in value. So you have to change those laws. And currencies now fluctuate daily on the international exchange market. That means if you want to pay in gold, you could. If you want to save in gold, you could. If you want to price things in gold, you'd be able to, gold and or silver. And that way you wouldn't have to take on the system. But eventually what you have to do, there's a couple things you have to do, is, of course, if the government balanced their budget, there would be no need for the government to monetize or print money to pay this debt. So we have to get away from where the Federal Reserve can literally buy debt with money out of thin air. But then you also have to address a more esoteric aspect of the monetary system, and that is the fractional reserve banking, where banks actually create money too. So that gets a little more complex. But legalizing competition would be a big step forward.
Dr. Cole, suggest an answer to the gentleman's question over there about why CNN and Fox is giving you fair treatment. It seems to me that you have now prostituted yourself to the necessary quotient of special interest, which give the media their marching orders, and that's why they're trying to march on.
So that's the reason why I don't get very much PAC money.
Sir, back to spreading the word. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Back to spreading the word. What about all these conservative talk shows? I believe that's a major mechanism to reaching the masses. And you got Savage, the Jeanette show, like Scream, Ron Paul, kind of answers some questions. Do you not agree that that would be a great opportunity to be able
to get on more talk shows?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's probably self-limiting because we do get a lot of requests, and I get more criticism directed toward my staff and myself. Why aren't you there? They want you on, and this sort of thing. It's just a problem. Today I took 3 hours out. I sat in front of a camera and a microphone, and I did 20 interviews, one after another, and they were in South Carolina, they were in Nevada, they were in Florida. So I reached a lot of people. So it's almost, the problem is being able to do enough. So we're not starved for getting on these talk shows, and even if they don't agree with me, they figure that there'll be some stirring up some controversy in their audience field, so the market works there as well.